If you've ever wondered why some men get double takes while others blend in, despite similar clothes and budgets, you're about to see the difference. It's not more stuff, it's smarter styling. Today, I'll show you 7 easy moves that quietly raise your presence and get you noticed for the right reasons. No shopping spree required. Styling trick number 1. The subtle cologne application that creates intrigue. Most men either skip cologne entirely or apply it so heavily that it becomes overwhelming rather than attractive. The styling trick that drives women crazy is understanding exactly how to use fragrance to create subtle intrigue that makes them want to get closer rather than backing away. Here's what most men get wrong. They think cologne should be noticeable from across the room, or they apply it like body spray, covering large areas and hoping for the best. The reality is that the most attractive fragrance application is so subtle that women only notice it when they're in your personal space, which makes them want to stay there. The magic zone for cologne application is what I call the discovery distance, close enough that someone would need to be having a conversation with you, hugging you, or sitting next to you to detect it. This creates a subconscious association where being near you becomes more pleasant and memorable. Apply fragrance to your pulse points, wrists, behind your ears, base of your throat, but use restraint. 1 spray per pulse point is usually enough, and you don't need to hit every pulse point every time. The goal is creating a subtle signature scent that becomes part of your personal presence without announcing itself. Timing matters more than most men realize. Apply cologne to clean, dry skin, preferably after showering when your pores are open. Don't apply it right before getting dressed. Let it settle for a few minutes so it doesn't transfer to your clothes or become overwhelming in enclosed spaces. Layer thoughtfully if you use scented products. If you use scented deodorant, aftershave, or body wash, make sure they complement rather than compete with your cologne. Often, unscented or lightly scented alternatives work better as a foundation for your fragrance choice. Pay attention to projection and longevity. Different colognes behave differently on different people's skin. Some project more, some last longer, and some develop differently throughout the day. Understanding how your chosen fragrance works on you specifically helps you adjust application accordingly. Context awareness prevents mistakes. The application that works for evening social situations might be too much for morning business meetings. Similarly, what works in winter might be overwhelming in summer heat. Adjust your application based on the situation, season, and environment. The key insight is that cologne should enhance your presence rather than dominating it. When women mention loving a man's cologne, they're usually talking about a scent that was discovered rather than imposed, something that made being close to him more appealing rather than something that announced his arrival. But fragrance is just one element of creating attraction through subtle details. The next trick involves something even more fundamental. Styling trick number 2. The sleeve roll that transforms any outfit. One of the simplest yet most effective styling tricks for making any outfit look more attractive and intentional is mastering the perfect sleeve roll. This small detail can transform a basic shirt into something that looks effortlessly stylish and suggests confidence and attention to detail. The sleeve roll works because it creates several attractive visual effects simultaneously. It suggests you're comfortable and relaxed. It draws attention to your forearms, which many women find attractive. It makes you look like you're ready for action, and it adds a subtle masculine edge to otherwise simple outfits. The technique matters enormously. The most attractive sleeve roll isn't random or sloppy. It's deliberate and clean. Start by unbuttoning your cuffs and rolling them up evenly, creating consistent width around your arm. The roll should be wide enough to stay in place, but not so wide that it looks bulky or awkward. The ideal position for most men is just below the elbow, showing your forearms without the roll sliding down throughout the day. This position works well for most activities while creating the relaxed, confident impression that women find appealing. Consistency between sleeves is crucial. Uneven or different rolls immediately look sloppy and unintentional, which destroys the positive effect. Take the time to make both sleeves look deliberate and matching, rather than just rolling them randomly. Fabric considerations affect how well sleeve rolls work and how long they stay in place. Shirts with some structure and body hold rolls better than very thin or very thick fabrics. Cotton and cotton blends typically work well, while very delicate or very heavy materials might not create the clean lines you want. Context appropriateness determines when sleeve rolls enhance your look versus when they might be inappropriate. Rolled sleeves work excellently for casual and business casual situations, but they might not be suitable for very formal contexts where crisp, unrolled sleeves are expected. The confidence factor is what makes sleeve rolls truly attractive. When you roll your sleeves with intention and wear the look confidently, it suggests you're comfortable with yourself and your environment. This relaxed confidence is what women actually find attractive more than the specific detail itself. Maintenance throughout the day keeps the look sharp. Sleeve rolls that slide down or come undone look worse than no roll at all. If you're in situations where you can't maintain the look, it might be better to keep your sleeves down rather than letting them become sloppy. This trick works because it takes something ordinary, a basic button-down shirt, and adds a detail that suggests personality, confidence, and attention to style without looking like you're trying too hard. It's the kind of effortless touch that women notice and appreciate. But physical styling details are only part of creating attraction. The next trick involves something you wear that most men completely underestimate. Styling trick number 3, the watch choice that speaks volumes. Your watch choice is one of the most powerful styling tools you have because it's often the only piece of jewelry most men wear regularly, and women definitely notice what it says about your personality, success, and attention to detail. The styling trick isn't wearing the most expensive watch you can afford. It's choosing a watch that enhances your overall style while suggesting positive qualities like reliability, success, and good judgment. The right watch becomes a conversation starter and a subtle status symbol that works in your favor. Classic over trendy wins every time when it comes to creating lasting attraction. While trendy watches might look interesting for a season, classic styles suggest timeless taste and confidence in your choices. This includes clean designs, quality materials, and proportions that work with your wrist and overall build. Size and proportion matter more than most men realize. A watch that's too large for your wrist looks like you're trying to compensate for something, while one that's too small can look insignificant or feminine. The perfect size typically means the watch case doesn't extend beyond your wrist bones and looks proportional to your arm. Quality is immediately apparent to women who notice these details. You don't need to spend thousands, but choosing watches with quality construction, good materials, and attention to detail creates a much better impression than obviously cheap alternatives. Women can tell the difference between quality and flash. Versatility increases attractiveness because it suggests you make smart purchasing decisions. A watch that works with both casual and business outfits, that looks appropriate in multiple contexts, and that enhances rather than dominates your overall style is more attractive than something that only works in very specific situations. Metal and color coordination with your other accessories creates a polished, intentional look. If you wear a wedding ring, belt buckle, or other metal accessories, having them complement rather than clash with your watch shows attention to detail that women appreciate. The strap or bracelet choice affects the entire impression your watch creates. Leather straps tend to look more sophisticated and work well with business and casual outfits, while metal bracelets can look more sporty or formal depending on the style. The key is choosing straps that enhance your overall style rather than working against it. Maintenance and condition are crucial for creating positive impressions. A quality watch that's well maintained suggests you take care of your possessions and pay attention to details. Conversely, expensive watches that are obviously neglected or damaged create negative impressions about your overall attention to quality. Confidence in your choice matters more than the specific brand or price. Women are attracted to men who seem comfortable with their choices and who wear accessories that feel authentic to their personality and lifestyle rather than chosen to impress others. The key insight is that your watch choice should enhance your overall style and suggest positive qualities about your character rather than just being an expensive object on your wrist. When women notice and compliment watches, they're usually responding to the overall impression rather than the specific timepiece. But accessories are just one element of attractive styling. The next trick involves something that affects your entire silhouette. Styling trick number 4, the fit adjustment that changes everything. One of the most dramatic improvements you can make to your overall attractiveness is understanding how small fit adjustments can completely transform how your clothes look and how confident you appear wearing them. The styling trick that drives women crazy is the difference between clothes that fit okay and clothes that fit perfectly for your specific body. Most men settle for clothes that technically fit, meaning they can wear them without obvious problems, but they miss the opportunity to wear clothes that actually enhance their physique and create the most flattering silhouette possible. The shoulder fit is the foundation of everything else working correctly. Shirts, blazers, and jackets that fit properly through the shoulders create the framework for your entire silhouette. When shoulders fit correctly, everything else looks more intentional and attractive, even if other elements aren't perfect. You can adjust sleeve length, hem length, and body fit through tailoring, but shoulder fit is nearly impossible to fix after purchase. This is why it's crucial to prioritize shoulder fit when buying anything with structured shoulders. Strategic tailoring transforms ordinary clothes into pieces that look expensive and custom-made. Simple adjustments like hemming pants to the perfect length, taking in shirt sides for a better taper, or adjusting sleeve length can make even moderately priced clothes look significantly more attractive. The investment in tailoring often costs less than buying higher-end alternatives, but the improvement in how you look can be dramatic. Women definitely notice when clothes fit properly versus when they're obviously off the rack without adjustments. Understanding your proportions helps you make better initial purchases and know what adjustments will be most beneficial. This includes knowing your true measurements, understanding where you want clothes to fall on your body, and recognizing which fit issues are most important to address for your specific build. The confidence boost from perfect fit is immediately apparent to everyone around you. When your clothes fit correctly, you stand taller, move more confidently, and generally appear more comfortable in your own skin. This confidence is incredibly attractive to women, often more than the specific clothes themselves. Professional versus DIY adjustments require different approaches depending on the garment and the complexity of changes needed. Simple hems might be manageable at home, while complex fit adjustments are better left to professionals who understand how to maintain the garment's intended silhouette. Budget allocation for fit improvements often provides better return on investment than buying more expensive clothes that don't fit well. A $200 shirt that fits perfectly will always look better than a $500 shirt that fits poorly. Consistency across your wardrobe creates an overall impression of being well-dressed, rather than occasionally getting lucky with fit. When most of your clothes fit properly, it suggests you understand how clothes should look, and you care enough about your appearance to make the necessary investments. The key insight is that fit is more important than fashion, brand names, or even quality in creating attractive impressions. Women consistently notice and appreciate men whose clothes clearly fit well, regardless of what specific items they're wearing. But perfect fit is just the foundation. The next trick involves adding visual interest in ways most men never consider. Styling trick number 5, the texture mix that adds sophisticated depth. One of the most overlooked styling tricks for creating visual interest and sophistication is strategically mixing textures within your outfits. This advanced technique can make simple pieces look expensive and thoughtfully chosen, while adding depth that catches women's attention without being obvious about it. Most men stick to similar textures throughout their outfits, cotton with cotton or smooth fabrics with other smooth fabrics, missing the opportunity to create visual and tactile interest that makes their styling more compelling and memorable. The key to successful texture mixing is combining different fabric weights, weaves, and surfaces in ways that complement rather than compete with each other. This might mean pairing a smooth cotton shirt with a textured knit sweater, or combining structured wool pants with a casual cotton t-shirt. Subtle combinations work better than obvious contrasts for most situations and most men's comfort levels. Think about pairing a crisp cotton shirt with a wool blazer, or wearing a smooth leather belt with textured cotton pants. These combinations add interest without looking like you're trying to make a fashion statement. Seasonal appropriateness affects which texture combinations work best and feel natural. Summer combinations might include linen and cotton, while winter combinations could incorporate wool, cashmere, and heavier cotton weaves. Working with season-appropriate textures makes your styling feel effortless and appropriate. Layering provides natural opportunities for texture mixing since you're combining multiple pieces anyway. A cotton t-shirt under a wool sweater, a denim shirt over a smooth cotton tee, or a textured scarf with a smooth wool coat all create visual interest through texture contrast. Accessories offer low-risk ways to experiment with texture mixing. A woven belt with smooth pants, a textured watch strap with a sleek case, or a knit tie with a smooth shirt all add textural interest without committing to major outfit changes. Quality becomes more important when mixing textures because the contrast makes each element more noticeable. Poor quality pieces become more obvious when placed next to quality alternatives. So texture mixing works best when all elements meet reasonable quality standards. Color coordination remains crucial even when focusing on texture. The textures should complement each other while the colors work harmoniously. This might mean keeping colors simple and neutral while letting texture provide the visual interest, or choosing textures that enhance your chosen color palette. Confidence in your combinations is essential because texture mixing is more noticeable than simple, uniform outfits. You need to feel comfortable with slightly more complex styling choices, but the payoff in visual interest and sophistication is significant. Practical considerations include how different textures perform together. Some combinations might be less comfortable, create static, or not work well for your typical activities. The combinations need to be practical for your lifestyle, not just visually appealing. The texture mixing trick works because it suggests advanced style knowledge and attention to detail without being flashy or obvious. Women notice when outfits have depth and interest beyond just color and fit, and they appreciate the sophistication that thoughtful texture combinations suggest. But creating visual interest through texture is just one way to elevate your styling. The next trick focuses on a detail that most men completely ignore. Styling trick number 6, the color coordination secret that elevates everything. Understanding how to use color strategically in your outfits is one of the most powerful styling tricks for creating attraction, but most men either play it too safe with basic neutrals or make color choices that work against them rather than enhancing their natural advantages. The secret isn't using bold colors or following color trends. It's understanding how to use color psychology and coordination to enhance your natural coloring while creating outfits that look intentional and sophisticated rather than accidental or basic. Working with your natural coloring rather than against it makes every outfit more flattering and attractive. This means understanding which colors enhance your skin tone, hair color, and eye color versus which colors wash you out or create unflattering contrasts. Most men look better in colors that provide some contrast with their skin tone rather than colors that are too similar. If you have lighter coloring, richer colors often work well, while if you have darker coloring, you can handle both rich and lighter colors effectively. The power of strategic accent colors can transform basic outfits into memorable ones without requiring dramatic changes. This might mean adding a pocket square that picks up a color from your tie, choosing a belt that complements your shirt color, or wearing a watch strap that works with your overall color scheme. Small touches of color are often more effective than large blocks of bold color because they suggest intentionality and sophistication without overwhelming your overall look or requiring dramatic confidence in fashion choices. Monochromatic coordination using different shades of the same color family can create sophisticated, pulled-together looks that appear more expensive and thoughtful than they actually are. This might mean wearing different blues together, or combining various grays for a refined contemporary appearance. This approach works well for men who want to look polished, but prefer not to experiment with bold color combinations. It's also an excellent way to make basic pieces look more intentional and expensive. Complementary color principles from basic color theory can help you create combinations that are visually interesting without being overwhelming. Understanding which colors work well together helps you make confident choices rather than playing it safe with basic neutrals all the time. Seasonal color adjustments help your styling feel current and appropriate rather than static year-round. This doesn't mean following fashion color trends, but it does mean understanding how lighter and darker colors work differently in different seasons and lighting conditions. Quality over quantity becomes especially important with color choices because poor quality colored items often fade, look cheap, or photograph badly. Investing in fewer pieces and colors that work well for you is more effective than accumulating many colored items that don't coordinate well. Confidence in your color choices affects how attractive they appear to others. Colors that make you feel confident and authentic will always look better than colors you wear because you think you should, even if the latter are theoretically more flattering. Context, appropriateness ensures your color choices enhance rather than undermine your goals in different situations. Professional environments might call for more subtle color choices, while social situations might allow for bolder or more interesting color combinations. The color coordination secret works because it suggests advanced style knowledge and attention to detail while enhancing your natural advantages. Women notice when men make thoughtful color choices that create cohesive, attractive appearances rather than random or default combinations. But color coordination is just one element of creating compelling overall impressions. The final trick involves something that ties everything together. Styling trick number 7, the confidence finishing touch that makes everything work. The most powerful styling trick isn't actually about clothes, accessories, or any physical element. It's about the confidence and intentionality with which you wear everything you've chosen. This finishing touch can make average clothes look great and great clothes look extraordinary. Women consistently mention that the most attractive thing about how a man dresses isn't any specific item or combination, but the confidence and comfort he projects while wearing his choices. This suggests authenticity, self-knowledge, and the kind of settled assurance that only comes with experience. Authenticity in your choices means selecting pieces and combinations that feel genuine to your personality and lifestyle, rather than copying what works for others or following trends that don't align with who you are. When your styling feels natural and consistent with your character, that authenticity is magnetic. Comfort with your decisions shows when you're not second-guessing your choices, adjusting constantly, or seeming uncomfortable in what you're wearing. This comfort comes from making choices that are appropriate for the situation, fit properly, and align with your personal style preferences. Consistency in your approach creates an overall impression of being well-dressed rather than occasionally getting lucky with good outfits. When your styling choices reflect consistent attention to fit, quality, and appropriateness, it suggests you understand how to present yourself well consistently. Attention to the complete picture means ensuring all elements work together rather than focusing on individual pieces in isolation. This includes making sure your grooming matches the effort put into your clothing, your accessories complement rather than compete with each other, and your overall impression is cohesive. Situational awareness demonstrates social intelligence and consideration for context. Understanding when to dress up, when to dress down, and how to navigate different social and professional environments through appropriate styling choices suggests maturity and good judgment. Quality over flash in all your choices suggests good decision-making and appreciation for lasting value rather than immediate impact. This approach is particularly attractive to mature women who have developed their own appreciation for quality and thoughtfulness over trends and superficial appeal. Maintenance and care of whatever you choose to wear shows respect for your possessions and attention to detail. Well-maintained clothes, regardless of their original cost, always look better than expensive clothes that are neglected or poorly cared for. Natural movement and posture enhanced by comfortable, well-fitting clothes create an overall impression of confidence and ease. When you're not distracted by uncomfortable fits, inappropriate choices, or styling decisions you're unsure about, you naturally carry yourself better. The willingness to invest appropriately in your appearance without going to extremes suggests balanced priorities and good judgment. This might mean spending more on key pieces that will serve you well, or taking the time to maintain and care for what you already own. Personal style evolution that reflects your current life stage rather than trying to recreate previous versions of yourself or copying other people's approaches suggests self-awareness and confidence in your own judgment and preferences. The confidence finishing touch works because it transforms styling from a collection of individual choices into a coherent expression of your personality and understanding of how to present yourself effectively. Women are attracted to this kind of integrated confidence because it suggests similar competence and thoughtfulness in other areas of life. Putting it all together, your attractive styling system. Now that you understand each individual trick, here's how to combine them into a systematic approach that consistently creates attraction and positive responses. Start with the foundation elements: proper fit, quality basics, and colors that work with your natural coloring. These provide the groundwork that makes all other styling tricks more effective. Add one or two advanced elements like strategic texture mixing or thoughtful color coordination to create visual interest without overwhelming your overall look or requiring dramatic confidence in fashion choices. Perfect the details that others notice. Subtle fragrance application, proper grooming, quality accessories that complement rather than dominate your overall styling. Practice consistency in your approach rather than trying to reinvent your style constantly. Develop combinations that work well for your lifestyle and personality. Then execute them confidently rather than constantly experimenting. Pay attention to feedback, both from direct comments and from how people respond to you in different outfits. This helps you understand what works specifically for your situation rather than following generic advice. Invest strategically in improvements that will have the biggest impact on how you look and feel. This might mean professional tailoring for fit, quality accessories that work with multiple outfits, or upgrading key pieces that you wear frequently. Maintain everything properly so your styling efforts aren't undermined by poor care or neglect. Well-maintained average clothes always look better than neglected expensive clothes. Conclusion: the power of thoughtful styling. The styling tricks that drive women crazy aren't actually about the clothes. They're about the confidence, attention to detail, and authenticity that thoughtful styling represents. When you understand and implement these tricks consistently, you create impressions that go far beyond your specific clothing choices. The most attractive men understand that great styling is about enhancing their natural advantages rather than covering up perceived flaws or trying to become someone different. These 7 tricks work because they suggest positive qualities like attention to detail, good judgment, confidence, and the kind of sophistication that comes with experience. The goal isn't perfection or following every trend. It's developing an approach to styling that feels authentic to your personality while consistently creating positive impressions in the situations that matter to you. When your styling choices feel natural and confident, that authenticity becomes genuinely attractive. If you found these styling tricks helpful and want more practical advice about creating attraction through thoughtful presentation, hit that subscribe button. I'm here to help you understand not just what looks good, but why certain choices work and how to make them authentically your own. What's your biggest styling challenge? Maybe it's knowing which tricks will work best for your lifestyle, understanding how to combine multiple elements effectively, or building the confidence to implement changes consistently. Let me know in the comments below. Your questions help me create content that addresses the real challenges men face in developing attractive personal style. Remember, the most attractive styling trick is confidence in choices that work for who you are right now. When you understand these principles and apply them thoughtfully, your styling becomes a natural expression of your best qualities rather than something you have to think about constantly. That kind of effortless confidence is what truly drives women crazy, in the best possible way.